Hey everyone, how's it going? It is Sunday, January 5th, 2025, and I went out dancing last night for gosh, about 3 hours. And I had the energy to jump around and be goofy and silly. And I danced with 11 people. My goal was 20, but I got to 11, many of them multiple times. So I probably did about 18 or 19 dances in total. Did a lot of free dancing where I just jumped in the middle of the dance floor and boogied. It was a fun time. But there's something I've noticed. There's a couple girls that I danced with where it was pretty good. I can tell when I have chemistry with someone or there's something more than the usual. Yeah, that was fine. And one of those girls I had danced with 3 times or so, 3 or 4 times. And at the end of the last dance, I said, "Hey, you're pretty fun. Could I grab your number and go out? We could go out sometime." And her response was, "Oh, I'm not dating. I'm not dating right now." Oh, I'm not dating right now. I've heard that one actually many times along my journey. This is not the first time someone has given me this response. So I'm going to give you my interpretation of what I think it means in case you ever hear it from someone or you're thinking about saying it to someone. It's quite possible that someone is not dating right now, but I think there's an easier way to interpret this statement. So here's my interpretation of it. Everyone, if they run across the right person, is dating. And I have found this to be true, sadly, for people in relationships, situationships, marriages. It doesn't matter. It's kind of a it's a flaw in the way that society and culture is in today's age. And I have found myself along my journey that I've had married women hit on me directly over my journey with obvious wedding rings on their finger. I've had people in a relationship come after me. I've had, especially when I've been in a relationship, I've noticed far more attention from women. So the response, "I'm not dating right now," I think is a couple things. One, it certainly could mean that at this time and in this moment, I don't want to deal with getting someone's phone number and having to see them at dancing multiple times or see them again and deal with that. So saying "I'm not dating right now" is the safest thing that can be said, because if that woman said "I have a boyfriend" and she really doesn't, that's lying. So she can't do that. And if she says "I'm not dating right now," it could even mean in these 5 seconds that you asked me, I'm not dating right now, and therefore she's not lying. But it really means that she's not interested overall. That is the end result to take away from it. It's like if it's not a yes, it's a no, basically. And that one's hard for me because when I feel chemistry with someone and I get that response, it's a little it's a it's for me to examine and recalibrate myself. That's how I look at it. Something was off, kilt off. Something was not correctly calibrated in me to see that that would be the woman's response when I thought we had amazing chemistry. The women who say "I'm seeing someone, sorry, I can't," I totally get that. That means they're loyal to their person. That's great. And but this phenomenon of "I'm not dating right now" has been happening to me when I've been asking people out or for their phone number, and it's happened enough that I'm talking about it now. And if you're a guy going out and you're approaching women or trying to learn to better interact with women, you might get this response. And I don't know if guys are saying it to girls as well, because I don't have that perspective. I just have my own perspective. So there could be a variety of reasons for it, but ultimately, There is, everyone is dating if they meet the right person. Even if you're in a mode of, I'm just working on myself, if the right person comes along, you're now going to be dating. You're not going to want to just let them slip away. So I think it's an evolving response to the typical I have a boyfriend because I have a boyfriend is a lie a lot of times. So saying I'm not dating right now is a very flexible rejection. It's like, oh yeah, this is a very safe thing to say because um, it kind of puts you in a position where you're not lying ever, because you could be dating 5 minutes later and you were telling the truth at the time. So for me, it's a lesson in calibration and learning. I've been rejected probably thousands of times now, and I think that's life as a man. If you're putting yourself out there in the world, and I'm the stereotypical man that women want, the 6'4", six pack, muscular, tall, dark and handsome. I have a stable job that pays pretty well. I have the ability to articulate and form good thoughts. I know how to have fun, go out dancing and have fun. I feel like I blend the best of both worlds of security, but also being fun and stimulating. And so I feel like I have all the things that a woman's looking for, but reality is not matching that because I'm still here alone. And I don't think I'm shooting out of my league, so to speak, because I have a lot that I bring. I've been on a 10-year journey of personal growth and discovery. I've learned a lot along the way. I feel like I'm a great problem solver. And to bring the elements of being strong physically, I know how to fight and protect. I know how to speak. I know how to articulate. I love deep conversations. I feel like I bring all the best of the worlds that women are looking for. And so something's uncalibrated, something's off. And it could just be that the very act of me trying, there's this kind of phenomenon that occurs when a woman makes it obvious to me she's interested in me. I have a natural reaction to that, to push her away a little bit and to reject her. And that phenomenon, I think, occurs when I'm talking to women and making it obvious I'm interested. There's a natural push me away. And why does this happen? I don't know. It's like a law of the universe. There's some strange law of the universe that, and it doesn't just apply to dating and relationships, but all things, that the more you want something, the more that something distances itself from you. And then the moment you don't want or need that, that's the moment it's available to you. I think philosophers and monks and all sorts of people have been trying to decode this phenomenon. It's quite an interesting phenomenon. I don't know what the word is for it is the law of I don't know what it is, that when you are trying to get something, that's when you don't get it. When you don't care, that's when you get it. It's like when you have a nice job, stable job, and you're looking for a job, it's a lot easier to find a job in that state than if you've been fired from your job and you're frantically trying to get a job. It's a lot harder to get a job in that state. Thus, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, in a sense, in all areas of life. And I am not desperately trying to find a woman either. I don't need it. I'm quite fine living on my own and being a wandering wizard. It's totally fine. So I don't feel like I'm needy toward this goal of mine. I'm very aware of what I bring and all the great qualities that I have as a person. But if someone asked me, if you're so great and you have all these qualities, why are you still single? And I'd say it's because I get rejected a lot. And it's hard to find someone that I truly want, that I look at them and I say, yeah, you're actually someone I would like to go out with and see where it goes. That's pretty rare when I find that. I need to feel chemistry and attraction and that there's something good going on. But even when that happens, most of the time I still get rejected. And I don't do online dating anymore. It's all cold approach and in person for me now. And getting rejected is part of the deal. And because I've been rejected thousands of times, it's like, fine, I still feel it every time, but it doesn't last very long. It's like, oh, well, that's a bummer. Okay, moving on to the next. And it's quite possible that the only way I'll find what I'm looking for is to give it up, is to stop trying. It seems to be when things always work out when I give up. It's how every past relationship I've had has happened. I enter this state of, oh well, I guess there's nothing I can do. That's my feeling right now. Is I feel like every woman I talk to, I'm going to hear one of a few things. I'm not dating right now. I have a boyfriend, or I'm seeing someone. And very rarely I get that I'm not interested. That's pretty rare. So I've been watching videos and trying to learn and understand this. But as of the moment, I feel like I oscillate between kind of putting this on the shelf and then picking it back up and trying again. I did a video a number of months ago about the end of dating. And I do feel like in this modern era in 2025, dating and finding someone's a lot harder due to the internet and apps like Tinder and Bumble and that kind of thing. It makes the pool of options so widely available that the paradox of choice can be very paralyzing. I do agree that women get far more attention than men do, unless a man is like a super top tier celebrity, famous, well-known guy. Then that guy gets plenty of attention. So it's just an interesting learning on my journey, hearing this new thing. I'm not dating right now. It's an interesting thing to hear. And I think you have to be a little crazy in today's world as a man to a cold approach and try to find someone to date and potentially form something meaningful with. I think it's largely a fool's errand. I am not delusional about this at all. I see it as an impossible mission. But I think there's a greater than 0% chance, even if it's very close to 0%. And because of that, I'm going for it. And I also see that society is drifting away from strong family units and strong relationships overall. It's more of a hookup culture, situationship culture, and people don't need each other as much. That's certainly true. Women are more capable of earning now today than ever, and it makes it hard. It makes it harder. But I think society has veered too far away from strong, stable relationship units, and birth rates overall are declining. It's not obvious at the moment that that's happening because the tendency right now is to think, oh, there's too many humans on Earth, there's too many people, when in reality there's plenty of room for more people. But I think civilization, as time goes on, will start to see the cracks of kind of this decay that's happening in relationships. Relationships and family units are the bedrock of society and humanity. And it's weird hearing me say this because I left my marriage over 10 years ago, that stable family unit. But at the time, I didn't see this. It's only through my journey of personal growth and discovery that I've seen this problem, this challenge. But it's hard. It's hard for me because I see so many women throughout the day. So if I pick one in my day-to-day interactions, I'm also going to run across other women that I have to interact with. And so I'm subject to this same difficulty as for me in my own life. I know that when I pick someone or choose someone that I want to form something meaningful with, I will be exposed to lots of women I interact with every day, whether it's through work or dancing or the gym or yoga class, etc. And that makes it harder. It basically comes down to humans have to adopt a stronger cultural and moral standard of conduct for themselves. It's like the shopping cart. What's it called? The shopping cart. Basically, if you go shopping and you leave your shopping cart by your car and don't put it away, there's no penalty. There's no penalty for that. There's no obvious penalty to that, even though there is a penalty. If you do put your shopping cart away, even when you don't have to, and nobody sees it, and there's no penalty, you're doing something that's good for society. And the damaging part to society is if a large number of people are not putting their shopping cart away, you have a code of conduct that is that for multiple people, and that decays society. Society thrives when people have a strong moral compass and value what they can contribute and do for others versus only what can I get, what's the least effort I can put in. So it's kind of a lot to say about a simple phrase of rejection that I've experienced, the I'm not dating right now. I think it just means I'm not dating you, buddy. There's a variety of reasons for that. I think some women see me as a playboy player because I'm super fit. I'm 6'4", 225 pounds. I'm strong. I can be very charismatic. And some people probably see that and say, this dude's just trying to hook me into his roster. So I'm not having it. And that's not at all what I'm trying to do, but I get it because most guys like me are doing that. Most guys like me are doing that. They're the bad boys because they can be, because most men are not the 6'4" in shape, tall, dark, and handsome, charismatic guy with their life together, just statistically. So I got the good end of the deal when it comes to physical statistics, and I know that, but I don't want someone to see that, but I think they do in a lot of cases. But that's not who I am. I have a lot of depth, and I like to dive deep, and I want to deeply connect. I love strong eye contact and deep conversations and seeing someone's soul, and I want them to see my soul. And I don't think there's a lot of guys that are like me that are thinking that way. Most of them are players. It's just because they can be, because they can get away with it. And so I don't think that's every woman. I think other women see things that are missing in me. Like, I'm not the stereotypical bad boy. I'm not an aggressive alpha male. So if a woman's looking for that, she's not going to get it from me. She might reject me because of that. Or she might just be having a bad day or scared or whatever. The point is, it's a no. And you have to keep it moving. And so dating's hard. In today's world, dating's hard. No matter who you are, no matter who you are. As a woman, you have an abundance of choice with men, but you're probably not going to like most of those guys. And you might have the one guy that you want, but he's not reciprocating or asking you out or whatever you're looking for from him. And as a guy, finding someone who's interested in you is very difficult. That's been my experience. Someone that you also want. So I think men and women have the difficulty of finding someone they truly want that wants them back. It's just that the pool of options for men in general is lower than it is for women. So just an interesting experience I've heard that response enough that I wanted to expound on it a little bit and share some of my thoughts on it. And I only have my own perspective. I'm like this little dot in the world, in this huge world of multiple perspectives. I only have this needle of a perspective on a giant map of countries and cultures and perspectives and experiences and a variety of physical characteristics and incomes people have, and their religious and non-religious and other beliefs they have about the world and the things they care about. And it's there's such a wide variety of all of this that I know I'm just a little drop of water in a giant pond. But hopefully this video helps someone who's on their journey and looking to meet someone someday. Maybe something I've said here is helpful. And that's my video for today. So I'm going to call this video, "She Said I'm Not Dating Right Now." And that's all I'm going to call the video. And it turned into a 21-minute philosophical discussion about a lot of different things. So kind of funny. So I hope you enjoyed watching. If you made it this far, then you are a true trooper of Jeremy Noel Johnson's YouTube channel. And I thank you so much for watching. That's all I have to say for now. Namaste. I'll see you in the next video.